Hey guys, it's the March Guy, and after a brief hiatus, we're back. I've been quite preoccupied with school and extracurriculars since my last vlog. But trust me, I have not forgotten about you. I have since been planning to vlog, but nonetheless, the March Guy is back. This pandemic has really shaped my character in ways that I could not have imagined. I've done stuff I never thought I'd do, and I've learned many things that I think you'll be interested in too. Like everyone else, I struggled to make meaning out of this quarantine, and it took a lot of time before I was able to get back on track. Today, I want to share to you some habits that I've learned to develop during the 7 months that I have spent indoors, and habits that were able to change my life in many ways. For a person who enjoys sleeping late and waking up late, this might have been one of the hardest habits I had to form. I remember waking up before and I'd be so happy if I woke up at 10 a.m. because that meant I had a good night's sleep. But ever since classes started and responsibilities started piling up with my studies, businesses, and other whatnots, I started to feel that my used to be bragging right of waking up late was actually making me into such an unproductive person, and I can't believe it took me so long to see it. As painful as it may sound, waking up early has actually yielded more benefits than I could ever have imagined. It helps me become more productive so I can also spend time doing other things without having to procrastinate at night. Starting the day early just gives me a better feeling and direction as it eases my daily load when I can get things done earlier and leave room for relaxation such as Netflix or some simple bonding time with my family. When I first heard of time tracking, I was actually reluctant to the idea of consistently and specifically keeping track of how you spend your time each day. It was kind of an extreme idea, even for a productive person like me. From the word itself, time tracking is you tracking your time each day, and I used to be that kind of person who never really cared how he spent his day. But despite my reluctance, I decided to just give it a try and see what happened. After logging all my hourly activities each day for a week, I was surprised with the data that I gathered. Apparently, I spent most of my time relaxing and being lazy, and I didn't give much importance to my studies as much as I had to since I was prioritizing other stuff such as social media. Ever since that week, I started to consciously keep track of my time, which in turn motivated me to invest more time on the things that matter and reduce my time consumption on the things that are non-essential for my growth. In fact, it gave me a new appreciation for the value of time. A lot of my friends know that I'm such a geek for scheduling and planning my activities. I think it was because of my love for scheduling that allowed me to survive my first year of college, may it be the many activities I attended to be part of or the stockpile of projects that the professors assigned to me. I never failed to schedule no matter how complex or easy the task. I love to do time blocking, so each hour of the day is specifically allocated to a certain task that I want to do. I primarily think that scheduling allows you to have a clear vision of how you should manage your day or your week to equip you with the proper time management skills. Scheduling allows me to have this sense of accomplishment at the end of the day, knowing that I was able to accomplish the tasks that I needed to do. As a busy person, I can't afford to just go with the flow and let things happen according to my mood. The scheduling system I make is devised to discipline me into thinking that I have to do things not because I'm motivated or inspired, but because I'm disciplined enough to go through the day and get things done. This might come off as a surprise even to myself and to my family, but ever since I started reading a month ago, reading has been a part of my daily routine. It's quite amazing because the only books I've ever read were textbooks and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which my friend doesn't even consider to be a book, by the way. Maybe I used to be stuck with this notion that reading is a boring activity and it doesn't really help people much. And besides, I have YouTube to teach me stuff, right? But the wonders that I've seen so far as a product of reading have been immeasurable. I feel like every time I read, my brain cells start firing up and get excited. When I read for an hour each day, I have this feeling of satisfaction that I've added something to my arsenal of knowledge. I guess my pursuit of knowledge and wisdom is what made me enjoy this endeavor, and I highly recommend that people read more often. If you're someone who hasn't really tried reading yet and hates the idea of it, I suggest you give it a try. Most of the time, I think it's not really about the activity, but finding the right book that matches your interests that clings you to the book. My philosophy teacher once told me that when everything around you seems to be so fast-paced and chaotic, try to take a pause and slow down. With everything that's going on with the world and with our lives, we sometimes have this tendency to be disoriented with the purpose that we intend to set for ourselves. Most of the time, we feel pressure that may come from our family, our friends, our studies, or even the standards the society have set for us. These things cause internal noise within our individuality, which in turn inhibits our ability to stay focused on our goals and our self-concept. This is why I make it a habit to do mindfulness meditation and pause, especially at the times when I lack clarity on the things that I have to do or when I need to get back on track. Every once in a while, I do simple mindfulness exercises that allow me to collect myself and steer my ship into the direction that I've always planned it to be. As a person with a lot of priorities, organizing my life is vital for my survival. There are so many things I have to do, and I think that it's necessary for me to organize them in a way that makes me balance out the attention that I give to all of these priorities. Similar to scheduling, I plan out my week ahead to make sure I don't leave any important thing behind. This process also includes decluttering my closet or my social circle, or simply organizing my computer and phone files into place. They say that an average person thinks about 12,000 thoughts per day. That is why I make it a habit to do a brain dump almost every day and just think about what I wrote on those brain dumps. Basically, a brain dump is literally writing all your thoughts on a piece of paper and afterwards getting something out of those. This helps me have a clear visual representation of my goals, so I have this awareness of who I want to be and what goals I want to achieve. I sort out the distractions which I think aren't helping me, and this is why I've decided to delete my social media apps on my phone and lessen my social media presence. Brian Tracy in his book Million Dollar Habits talked about action orientation, which he emphasizes is one of the key habits that successful people do in their lives. Basically, action orientation means the habit of moving quickly when you have an idea or opportunity. So rather than just telling people about your plans and boasting about how you see yourself with these plans, do something every day that brings you closer to your goals. Act upon your plans immediately because someone else might do it for you. For example, I realized that during the pandemic, the growth of online selling was rapidly increasing, so I decided to enter the market and sell carbonara as well. I want to be fluent in Spanish, so every day I dedicate a portion of my day into learning the language. I saw that there was a brand of school supplies that weren't available in my city, so I decided to find a supplier and be the distributor here. All of my plans so far have been executed into concrete actions, which fortunately have also yielded tremendous results. These are all because I decided to act upon my plans immediately and didn't give a cent on how people thought of it. All these 7 habits helped me shape who I am today, but I also recognize the fact that I'm still in the process of learning more habits that I can use for my self-development. I don't know if these are habits you're currently applying into your life right now, or if you found these to be helpful or not. But let me know in the comments section your opinions. Stay tuned for more productivity videos like this from the March Guy, and see you next week.